Welcome to the Loaded Cannon, back for another season. And this season, I can't remember the last time I felt like this at the start of a season where it was expectation and not hope. I really am coming into this season thinking this team can do it. We've improved year on year on year. It's been a long wait without a trophy since Arteta's first season, where he shared that FA Cup success really, but he ultimately delivered that trophy. Now he needs to deliver another trophy. It's been too long. So every single game matters this season. It's not like other seasons where you don't really have that hope that you're going to challenge and potentially win the league. I really, really do believe this season. So, looking at the fixtures at the start of the season, I thought to myself, yeah, obviously Wolves at home, we should win that. But this one was tricky. Villa are a very, very good team. And I was thinking to myself, is it the sort of game that you want that early on in the season away from home? Or, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. You never know how Villa might start the season. It was a tough game today. And I'm going to be really honest. There's some massive moments, like the thumbnail says, that magic that won us the game. But you know what? This could have gone a completely different way. I'm not coming out of this game thinking that we were imperious and this was always going to be an Arsenal win, play this game 10 times over. Villa could have easily won that game. Watkins missing that chance in the first half was unthinkable. Gabriel today, for me, a little bit dodgy. Just not his brilliant best, but Saliba, oh my God. I've actually always felt like Saliba gets way more credit than Gabriel does usually. And often in games, they're both as good as each other. And when Saliba does something, I think it's his manner, it's his style of play. There's something very silky about it. I've described him as a Rolls Royce before. And because of that, I think people enjoy watching him play. He's that archetypal type of defender, like in the Virgil van Dijk mold, that's very pleasing on the eye. Unlike Gabriel, who's a bit more sort of like hustle and bustle about him, he looks less smooth. And I think it's for that stylistic reason Saliba gets more credit than Gabriel. But today, it was substance and style. Gabriel fell a little bit short of his high standard today. Saliba was unbelievable. And if it wasn't for Saliba, we probably wouldn't have kept the clean sheet. I thought he was so good. And you know what? Now I think there's no debate. There's really, really no debate. He is elite. He is an absolute elite level defender, and it's unbelievable how good he is for his age. I want to keep this guy at the club for many, many, many years. He needs to be the bedrock of our defence for the next 8 years, 10 years, whatever it might be, because, oh God, if he's so good, so young, it's usually a position where, you grow into it as well. So brilliant from Saliba. His speed of recovery, his strength. He just bullies people. I just love watching him. But let's talk about the fact that when Watkins had that chance, like I was just saying, you'd expect him to score. You'd put your money on him scoring because, when a chance falls to a player on the opposition team, sometimes you think to yourself, hope it falls to the wrong man. This fell to the right man at the right time in the game, unmarked, David Raya went sort of the wrong way. He couldn't do much. I'm not going to blame him, even if we do concede from there. But that was just a gilt-edged chance that we were very, very fortunate that Watkins the ball came off his heel rather than his instep. Now, if that goes in, the game's completely different. And that's just the first chance. Then we talk about his second chance at 0-0. My God. When that save was made by David Raya, my initial reaction was, oh, really, really good save. And then the commentators were really raving about it. And obviously they've got the luxury of seeing replays a bit quicker than we do, perhaps. But every time I watch the replay, that save gets better and better. Watch the replay and pay attention to David Raya's body position when that ball connects with Ollie Watkins' head. When you freeze frame it on that, it's unbelievable that he makes the save. There was a interviewer who asked David Raya the question, and I really like this question at the end of the game where he goes to him, is this the result of years and years and years of work? And that's exactly what it is. When you watch goalkeeper warm-ups, so much of it is how quickly they bounce back up after making the save. At that level, the first save, that's almost like a given. It's not enough. You have to make sure that you're up. As soon as you make a brilliant save, And I know Raya didn't even get to the ball, but the point is, this is how they train. Even if you make a brilliant save, it's straight on to the next action. You need to be back up. And it's because he got back up so quickly that I think people might say to Ollie Watkins, you shouldn't have even allowed the goalkeeper to make the save. And yeah, they've got a point. That should have been more in the corner. But honestly, I don't think Ollie Watkins can still believe how Raya pulled off that save. He was up so quickly that he gave himself a fighting chance to make the save. And then not only getting up, he wasn't even up when that ball left Watkins' head. It was unbelievable speed of recovery to bounce back up and then stick a hand out. And the hand has to be in the right place. And the hand has to be strong enough. It was just brilliant from David Raya. Really, really was absolutely brilliant. So massive part of the game, massive moment of the game, and David Raya deserves all the praise today. So well done to him. And he got man of the match, which I disagree with, because for me, man of the match has got to be Leandro Trossard. My God, the impact that he had. And you could tell he sent a message today, not just in the way he played, but in the way he didn't celebrate. He was fired up. He was annoyed when he was on that pitch. But what I love about that is that I don't want players that are happy to be sat on the bench. I want players that are bothered about it. But instead of doing dumb stuff off the pitch and being petulant about the way that they channel that anger and frustration, that is how you do it. Leandro Trossard was fired up. In his head, he is better than Gabriel Martinelli. In his head, he should be playing, not Gabriel Martinelli. And when he gets those minutes, he's going to show you exactly why he thinks what he thinks. And he did that perfectly today. Now, who out of all of us fans would say that Martinelli deserves to start above Leandro Trossard when we play Brighton in a week's time? For me, it's a no-brainer. Now, obviously, people might say Trossard is a great sub, and I would agree with that. But listen, ultimately, I think that you can switch it as well. Martinelli can come on and be a great sub. You've got to, in a way, pit players against each other in the squad to make them feel the need to perform. It cannot be relaxed. It cannot be relaxed if you're going to win a title. You've got to pit players against each other in a very healthy, competitive way. And I think that's what we're doing there, and that's what got the best out of Leandro Trossard. So maybe next week, if he starts and doesn't perform like he did as a sub today, Martinelli comes on and thinks, now I'm going to do exactly what you did. Let them fight. Let there be a fight in every position. And yeah, but Trossard, brilliant. Not only his goal, his movement, his chance creation, everything. His intensity was absolutely brilliant. So I loved that. Absolutely loved it. Now, two games, 2 goals in each game, 2 wins, 2 clean sheets. This is consistency. Brighton up next, and they've got the same record, same goal difference, 2 wins on the bounce as well. So it's not going to be an easy game, but we're at home. And we have to go and win that game. This one was a massive, massive test. And Villa are a very good team. And like I say, it could have gone very differently. But Arsenal did the business and we found a way. And it's because of players like Raya, like Saliba, like Declan Rice, like Ødegaard and Saka, who were so much better in the second half. Ødegaard, it wasn't his day today, but he's a joy to watch in terms of the way he receives the ball, even if he doesn't do something hugely eye-catching. It's those things that you miss generally, just the way he receives the ball on the spin and makes what could have been sort of us having to go backwards, always makes them on the front foot and us attacking the opposition goal. It's because of his fluency in his first touch that makes it so much easier for us to turn that ball around and to make it uncomfortable for defences. Even his pass to Saka, by his standards, yeah, it was slightly overhit, but this is how good Ødegaard is, that even an overhit pass from him still gives Saka a chance, and that's what led to the goal. Saka in the second half as well, like I have to say, I thought he did brilliantly because it wasn't his first half, but second half, you just can't keep a guy like Saka down. He's so good. Yet another assist for him. His goal contributions this season already, he's showing us what he's going to do. Martinelli does need to step up. It wasn't his day. Kai Havertz, again, it wasn't his day. And that's with no Jesus on the bench. I think if Jesus was on the bench, Havertz would have come off because I felt like Konsa got the better of him and it didn't work. But thank God for Trossard who stepped up. Anyway, I'm out. Up the Arsenal. Massive season. Every game matters and a massive win for us today. Until next time, take care.